Hey, what's going on everybody? List of Legends here. It's been a while since I've not only made a video, but a top 8 list altogether, which is pretty crazy to think about, considering that's primarily what the channel is based around, but hey, better late than never, right? Anyways, today we're going to be listing off the top 8 craziest total drama moments. Fortunately for a show about drama, there's bound to be a lot of crazy moments in this series. So for this list, I'll only be sticking to moments from Island through Pacateo, since not a whole lot of people have seen the reboot yet, and the Redonkulous race is its own thing. So in the future, if you'd like to see me talk about either of those, be sure to let me know down in the comments. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more content just like this, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and all that great stuff. Without further options, let's begin. So, starting our list off at our number 1 spot, we have Zoe going commando. As much as I don't say it, Revenge of the Island isn't a bad season at all. In fact, I would be inclined to say it's really good, and has really grown on me as the years have gone by. It definitely handles its pacing and characters a whole lot better than either All-Stars or Pacateo by a landslide. And it's definitely shown well with Zoe going completely ballistic after Mike's elimination, coupled with Chef indirectly breaking her necklace from Mike, which causes Zoe to go nuclear on everyone. She becomes much more war hungry, from showing off her trapping skills to just outright outsmarting and outperforming anyone who crosses her path. It's an overall great transition for her character, and it's really nice seeing this dark side of her. Number 2 is Sean going zombie slaying rage crazy on the Chris robots. As much as I shout on Pacateo Island, it definitely has a clear-cut award-winning character, and that of course is Sean, a zombie apocalypse survivalist who has no shortage on skills when tackling whatever is in front of him. Now, me saying Sean carried Pacateo Island would be a massive understatement. From his beautiful relationship with Jasmine, or manhandling the Chris robots, he was an absolute force of nature, and is shown absolutely beautifully when he and Jasmine are about to be attacked by dozens of Chris McClane robots that Scarlet sends out to eliminate them. Permanently, I may add. So what does Sean do? He gets down to business, goes downtown, throwdown showdown on these scrap metal freaks, and come on now, seeing Chris lookalikes torn in pieces, that was well deserved, no questions asked. Number 3, we have Izzy versus Chef Hatchet. The amount of skill, strength, and determination Izzy carries is so impressive that it really makes it seem like other characters are just leagues beneath her. To go toe-to-toe with Chef is pretty crazy. Dude is literally built like a tank, has insane military background, and of course his advanced degree in manhunting. I just really wish we got to see more of this. It really showed just how much of a monster Izzy was. Even though she did lose the challenge, she definitely won that fight, no questions asked. And I may be cheating by adding a double moment here, but when the plane fell on her, bro, she went beyond beast mode, especially in brain power. With a big brain and brawn on her stats, that's a scary combination. If you thought Cameron building an Iron Man-like suit that faced off against Lightning in the Total Drama Revenge of the Island finale was crazy, imagine what this Izzy could do with even a little bit of prep time. It's just insane. The possibilities are endless. Honestly, with that beyond Jimmy Isaac Neutron level brain stats, I think she completely negs every defined or key smart characters we've ever seen, including Scarlet, Cameron, and yes, even B. Halfway on our list at our number 4 spot, we got Owen winning Total Drama Island. Okay, you gotta admit, you didn't see this coming whatsoever. Lindsay putting up a giant fan in front of a platter of brownies, giving Owen godlike speed to the point it made it seem like it was a tortoise in the hair difference against Gwen for the 100 grand. Or rather the brownies in Owen's case. No matter how many times I rewatch Island, this still mind boggles me. Now I will say Owen isn't as dumb as he acts, so I'm only talking about the finale itself in this case, because I do see this pop up a lot, on how Owen shouldn't have even made it to the finale in the first place, he's nothing but an eating machine, does nothing for his team, etc. I almost wanted to make an Owen video at some point to really hammer this home, because he actually is one of the smartest Total Drama characters, in a weird way, but I can go over it a bit here. So not only does Owen have a lot of skills, he actually does very well in a lot of the challenges, specifically the dodgeball tournament. He wins the Brunch of Disgustingness for the guys, he wins the first ever challenge of course, and what makes Owen so smart is by him being a lovable dumb goopball, he has stayed out of all the major drama, which heavily amped his social stats, ultimately giving him the win. So while it's crazy he won the finale itself, how he got to the finale might not seem too far-fetched. Heading to our number 5 spot, we have Ezekiel turning feral. Now, I've always been pretty clear in the past I'm not the biggest fan of Ezekiel, but when he gets sent into this realm of a zombie-like state, it's actually pretty crazy to say the least. His transformation allowed him to do some pretty freaky and devious stuff, such as kidnapping Chris and stealing the money in World Tour. Even though the money turned into a pile of ash, I'll still give him some credit for his other feats, especially considering he always places last and doesn't really do anything but piss a lot of people off. Number 6 is Harold's beatboxing. Okay, so to finally see Harold get some kind of recognition, some respect is greatly appreciated, and this moment really hammers home just how talented Harold really is. Once he's on stage, he just blows everyone else's skills out of the water, it's not close at all, and to see Chef give it max stats on the Chef-O-meter is well deserved. I also would feel like a bully if I didn't talk about his absolute stomp against Owen in the dodgeball tournament, since obviously Harold is heavily downplayed a lot in universe, which you would think after winning 2 challenges, he'd get a lot more props, but unfortunately, no. Anyways, Harold goes Ultra Instinct and dodges literally everything Owen has to throw at him, and it's pretty freaking sweet. Nearing the end of our list at our number 7 spot, we got Lindsay telling Heather off. Probably the most iconic scene of all Total Drama, seeing Lindsay finally come to terms that Heather is the most awful character on the island is an absolute gem. This episode has all the buzz, it's been clipped, has gone everywhere, like anyone who hasn't even seen Total Drama knows this clip, where Lindsay just completely drops the ball and unloads everything on Heather to the point of even giving her the middle finger. It's also really nice to see everyone cheer Lindsay on, but it's also sad to see Heather isn't threatened by this at all, since of course she had invincibility at the time. Honestly, you want to know something? I actually find Cartoon Network's uncensored version much more funnier because of how goofy it just sounds. All in all, it's one of the most craziest Total Drama moments of all time. If it wasn't for our great number 8 spot's entry, it definitely would be the craziest Total Drama moment in history, without question. Before we get into our last spot on our list, we have an added bonus entry, and that is Lashana absolutely destroying Heather, just completely and utterly pummeling her into the ground after Heather decks Lashana for cheering on Alejandro when he's not even on her team. It's definitely one of my all-time favorite scenes from not just World Tour, but the entire Total Drama franchise. Even though it seems the writers kind of forgot they sort of had a truce thing going in action, it's still a really great fight as short as it is. But come on, bro. You know you wanted to see this fight go down. Lastly, at our great number 8 spot, we got Heather's defeat in the epic game of I Triple Dog Dare You. Everybody loves this moment, right? You get to see the long-awaited karma-filled punishments imaginable going to Heather, from licking Owen's armpit to literally being shot out of a cannon into a mud pit. But the one that stands out the most, of course, is the moment where Heather has a sudden death choice of having her head shaved by Chef or the Dock of Shame. In the end, Heather technically doesn't give a response, kicks the shaver, and it ends up falling on her head, eventually giving her the bald look we see for the rest of Island and all of Action. It's by far my favorite moment in the entire series. I would be very surprised if anything ever topped it, and I even love how it ends up being Lindsay's dare that basically led to her elimination. It's like a nice little bow on that Christmas present, a good send-off to what Heather ultimately deserved. Alrighty viewers, that's the end of our list. Obviously there are a lot more crazy moments throughout the show's run. If you guys want to see a part 2 to this, be sure to let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and all that great stuff. And with all that said, I look forward to seeing you with our next list.